What's up? March 4th, right? Good day for a parade. Phil, catch that? No? All right. Try tomorrow. Get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot, you get another opportunity to score with a bonus bet back. Tons of available lines and odds for the NBA games this week, tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, the whole week. You can also follow what all of your favorite Barstool personalities are betting on by joining the Barstool Betting Group in the social section of the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PICKCENTRAL. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code PICKCENTRAL. The crown is yours. So the group chat obviously is great. I've been trying to put in some knowledge in there in terms of stats and different things like that. You can interact, maybe do some Q&As here as we get into championship week. But the NBA is locked and loaded. So check out DraftKings. Appreciate DraftKings. Smitty, Ev, Marty here, usual suspects behind the glass. Clemmer's locked in isolation for 100 hours.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I don't know. He has a baseball encyclopedia and a notebook. And
2007.
2007.
So let's name the players that don't even exist in his reality right now. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Judge.
Evan Longoria.
Nah, he was on 2008.
No, yeah, but it's from 2007, the book.
Was he a rookie in 2008?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if Evan Longoria doesn't exist, we don't have to go any further. That's fucking crazy.
That's forever. So what players today do exist?
It's like Justin Verlander, and that might Scherzer.
Scherzer?
I think. Oh no, Scherzer made his debut in 2009.
It's wild.
I think so. Clemmer's in that top right now. I think that he's been an hour in. I don't think he realizes how fucked he is.
I mean, I feel like he's already breaking out kind of the.
He's breaking out every stop.
Yeah, and he's literally an hour in.
And like
1 hour.
The funny thing is, like,
I think they would get mad because I would try to sleep for 70 of the 100
No, you'd
hours.
enjoy it. Yeah, you'd be like, this is great.
Just be out.
The funny thing is about it, like there is challenges. I'm not gonna say a challenge, but Vibs has a challenge coming at 1 for him. The funny thing is though, like his prize is nothing. If he just gets through it, it's all right. 100 hours.
You just killed 45 minutes. Congrats.
Like I don't know what his. I mean, I'm sure he gets like a prize if he wins challenge. I don't know exactly how Vibs is doing it, but it is. It's something. And 100 hours is a fucking long time. So what is it? Friday at what time it ends? 2?
Well, think if he started at 10 o'clock this morning, it'd be 4. Yeah, 2. Yeah,
It's 4 days. That's 96 hours plus 4 hours.
Yeah, Friday 2.
Friday
And the
2.
clocks go back.
Spring forward.
Oh, so he loses an hour.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Really, it's Friday at 3.
I think the clocks go back Wednesday at like 6 p.m.
Whoa! Don't do this.
Oh, he's doing his bit.
Yeah,
He's
don't do
doing
this
his
bit.
But it springs
You
forward.
can't do
no?
this bit. Yeah, it goes forward and it's Saturday into Sunday. Don't just come on.
Yeah, so he don't lose it.
Yeah,
We're on a clean 100 hours.
crazy.
No interruptions, no nonsense.
Crazy you put that out there in the universe. Just messing with people's schedules and lives like that.
It's my favorite thing to do. Speaking of the NBA, so I blogged it when it happened, and then as it turns out, it's potentially not that bad. I think he was questionable to return as he came back. Brunson's knee did not look good.
I was petrified at first.
I will say though, Phil, not funny, but
I mean, that's the natural
Meek
reaction.
Phil-
Everybody was kind of freaking out.
What? No, Meek Phil retweeted the Jets saying Aaron Rodgers is questionable.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
I was like, that's so fucked up but funny.
being a Knicks fan is so.
well, I'm surprised he didn't tweet out any of the Mets medical shit.
Yeah.
Mets have had a million guys who were like, "Yeah, he'll be back." DeGrom, don't worry, he'll be
Well,
back.
that means
He'll
more
be
to me,
back.
so I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just being a Knicks fan is tough because you have such like a mixed pot of New Yorkers where you have like the Meek Phils of the world who just want to like just are like live in constant like turmoil and demise that every team they have loses, and you have like the other side, us like Giants Yankees fans, where there's like, which Meek's also a Giants fan, but have some sort of optimism in life about anything ever, like which it looked bad, granted, but I mean have a little optimism. He just banged his knee contusion. He's going to be out for like a week or so, but he's fine. Long term, he's fine, which is massive because it looked non-contact at first, which was
It looked very non-contact.
incredibly scary, but it was when he banged knees the play before, and I thought maybe he might have kind of banged his almost like uptick.
couple-
And it wasn't even going down. It was him trying to get up.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
That
That's
was
what
the problem.
At first watch, you're like, oh my God, I thought he like did something to his like Achilles, like
Yeah.
something. His knee blew out. I was like, oh my God, this is like literally the season's over. Nightmare over.
Yeah,
But I mean,
we're
he's
already
all right.
missing Randall.
And the Cavs
Oh,
are
this season you get to the point where if you blow out an ACL, you're out all next season too.
for sure. But I also the Cavs are literally the Knicks, bitch. We can literally have our entire starting lineup out and still just wax the floor with them. DiVincenzo, best player on the floor. Don't matter. Easy money. And I know Mitchell was out. We got Josh Hart yanking Mitchell's chain after, toying with these boys. Stop it. I don't want to hear anything about the Cavs serious ever again.
Cavs are pretty good.
They won't do anything. They'll be like the 1-2 seed.
Can't touch us.
We'll do nothing in the playoffs.
Well, they won't be the 1-2 seed.
Donovan Mitchell not
Three.
Hey, no,
Maybe they'll be 3-4.
last night there was a stat on the broadcast. They said that they have they are the 2 seed in the.
I think they are
playoffs
right this
now.
second.
Right
I mean,
this second.
there's not
They
many
said
games
there's also like a
separating-
75% chance they keep it or something like that based on the analytics.
I was
or
more
like
thinking
the,
of the 1 seed. The Celtics are just.
Well, the Celtics
are the
for
one, but
sure,
no,
yeah.
the Cavs could be the 2. Very much could be the
The
2.
Bucks are playing better. Like since the All-Star break, they've been playing really well. Like post All-Star break, so
It would have been nice to see the Knicks
The
make
two
it
of them
with
will-
the 2.
the two of them will compete for 2-3.
Cavs are the 3 seed. They're a half game back of the Bucks.
All right.
Knicks and Sixers will probably be 4-5.
Sixers are borderline playing, but they've won 2 straight, which helps a lot. And if Tobias Harris is going to be scoring close to 30 points a game, that's going to be really dangerous.
Is Maxey all right?
Maxey's fine.
Something I thought something. I wasn't watching the game. I saw some few people being like, "Oh my God, like please Maxey, like not."
He's fine.
He's all right, so he's good. I thought he tweaked something or something.
He's
happened.
And their cohesiveness is down right now. Like Kelly Oubre is like trying to do too much, and you lose the MVP of the league, you're gonna falter.
Did you see that practice at Buddy Hield's house? It's crazy. His house is fucking sick. There's a whole bunch of clips on Twitter of them all practicing at Buddy Hield's house, and I was like, "That's fucking awesome."
Team unity, baby.
Yeah, that helps. That
Helps a
helps.
lot.
But last night, the Warriors had an amazing February that people really didn't. I think they lost like 2 or 3 games, maybe. And then last night they scored like 60 points.
Was everybody playing? I saw
They were
that
down
box
44
score.
at half.
They got
They
smoked.
sat him the entire. It was
It
82.
was like 60.
It was like 82-39 and a half. And they literally sat everybody. Like they sat Steph everybody the whole second half. They just like punted the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down 43 already. Like,
140
get to a
to
certain
88.
They came into that game trying.
I mean, the first half, yeah, they got smoked.
All right, it happens. I mean,
They were
They
like
they just got their door.
Steph was 2 for 13.
Yeah, and Jalen Brown was literally unconscious.
Yeah.
they were they were just
25
giving
the first
Jalen
half.
Brown like open shots. It was so dumb.
and the game was
making
in
all of them.
Game was in Boston too, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and there was a wild Celtics stat that I saw. They've won by 56 times in their history, and 5 of them have been since Tatum got drafted.
Wow.
Really?
I love
Yeah.
Tatum.
Sounds like somebody's stat pad.
Well, it makes you forget like how hard it was to even score 50 points back like in like the 80s and 90s.
Not if you're Pistol Pete.
Yeah, that's the next topic I have.
Well, I want to dive into that after this.
Well, we have it now. Yeah. So Caitlin Clark breaks the all-time NCAA record, men's or women's, and
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, she's unbelievable. I rewatched the game. I watched Colorado last night at 9. I didn't watch the live airing. I knew she was going to break the record. I watched it at 11 on Fox Sports.
Crazy.
It's not that crazy. The TV's on, and you don't have to change the channel. And it was like film. It was like doing film. It's not that crazy.
It's a little crazy.
It's not that crazy. I could digest it. Her passes, forget the shots. The passes were fucking very impressive in the first quarter. You're gonna stand for Ohio State women now. The fucking
And I don't think you can
Buckeyes?
I don't think you can forget the shots when she's like
100%.
going up from the
But-
logo.
Dude, a lot of the passes in transition, like leading out in front, looking, getting it and go, like really, really good passes, especially in the first quarter and into the first half. I was very impressed with watching. I've watched her a lot, but yesterday she was just dialed the fuck in.
She's great. Now, it was more about me, not even her. The refs were annoying last night. I love my guy, Coach McGuff. Great dude, coaches the team. I mean, we beat him at home. It was a 1-1 split. Nah, it was more just, obviously, she was going to break the record. It annoyed me the ending sequence of the half where she broke it was such like bullshit. Where it was like this, just like such a petty call with like 0.3 seconds left in the half. Then they tee her up, which was like ridiculous. The whole thing, like she literally walks in and bumps the Ohio State player. She gives her like a little like, not even like an elbow, just kind of like get off me, and they call it a tech on it.
So I think that's where the divide
thing was like
great.
I think that people are fucking. Brandon Walker's like crying online about like her like flopping.
She's flopping Caitlin Clark.
When she got hit.
No, she didn't.
And
no,
she got
did
hit.
not. No, she did
go
not.
like this.
She didn't.
But the
girl walks up and literally bumps her in the chest.
But every player goes like this if you go like this to somebody.
But
every player.
She's like, oh, like it's.
But
like we get it. Like you're awesome. Like you're so great. Like why do you have to do this like petty bullshit? And like it's more about the ref honestly than it is on her. So I am like also kind of.
I think you should always take anything you can get.
It's the
James Harden making a career on it. Did his head always get hit?
I mean I don't like. I just think the whole it's got like out of
talk shit on LeBron.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a flopping bitch. That's
the one thing I didn't like was the coach last night said you don't have to break a man's record to be recognized. Is such bullshit. She's been the biggest star in college basketball for 2 years. It has nothing to do with the gender whatsoever. She has been the biggest star in men's and women's basketball for 2 years. So that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, that was.
I hate that.
No one's gotten
Not
more
to make
love.
it about
no one's gotten more love than she has.
No,
like ever almost. It feels like in college basketball.
And facts are facts. Pistol Pete had the record without a 3-point line.
His stats,
which is unbelievable.
But-
That's more of a credit to him.
All right, here,
Did he pass the ball?
Listen,
he didn't pass.
He couldn't.
Did you see?
No, his
Would you
dad-
bring up his stats?
I'm pretty sure his dad was his coach, and I'm pretty sure his dad. Maybe
He averaged
his
44
dad was his
points.
coach. Maybe no, his dad wasn't his coach in college. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But it's very simple. When you say like when somebody asks you a question, who's the all-time leading scorer? Oh, it's Caitlin Clark. She's an unbelievable player. Pistol Pete second, and he didn't have a 3-point line. It's an asterisk. Like that's just how it works. Like records, nothing should be taken away from Caitlin Clark, and nothing should be taken away or if added from Maravich.
How many more shots?
If anything, people should go back and just look at Pete Maravich's
Exactly.
highlights.
Just measure it out. Like at that point, why don't we just show how many points he had?
Do you think we ever see Caitlin Clark's record get broken? I don't.
You know what's crazy is that kid
no
from
one's gonna
fucking
play-
Detroit a couple of years ago or 2 years ago, he came within 3 points of Maravich. Why was that not talked about enough?
It was like a huge thing.
Okay.
It was.
No, I'm not being a fucking asshole. I'm not being an asshole.
Were they cutting into games with him for a watch? Were they? I don't think so, buddy.
There was like during like the tournament run against like Youngstown State. Youngstown State basically like fucking like they did a box and one and like we're face guarding him to keep it from the record.
Elite Sports Center.
Duke's basically just
Duke's
calling
Rico
basketball.
just
Duke's watches more ball than me. I got it.
yeah,
All right,
Duke's
Duke.
all-
I think Rico just became the
You're
college
casual.
basketball guy. Dukes.
Casual college
I am
basketball.
casual. Yep.
Like,
He's the guy.
He
All right.
plays your fucking Detroit
All right.
Mercy. Like you're gonna cut in on CBS to his fucking scoring record when he's playing Youngstown State and you got the SEC championship playing.
Maybe picture in picture. I don't know.
Picture.
But you kind of proving my point that it wasn't that big of a story.
Well, Caitlin Clark's is a huge, is a huge superstar
Yeah.
already. This guy was
Fair
never
enough.
a superstar. You
Okay.
know? So it's like if remember when Judge was getting cut in every time, people were pissed at that, and it was Aaron Judge.
That's true.
Detroit
Well, it was
Mercy.
a fake record, so that helps.
I'm just saying it was not. It didn't seem like that big of a story.
Bosco, also, I will one thing I'll go off with you. His was a bigger asterisk too, because his was the
He was
fifth
a 5 years, right?
He was a 5 year like.
I'm actually
COVID.
glad he didn't break it. Then.
Yeah.
But also, only coming 3 short. That's tough.
Yeah.
Oh.
Getting that
Can
far.
it get you like one? Well, obviously he was filling it up in general, but
Yeah.
it was. But
A lot of free throws.
I mean,
Free throw, you think it made threes, you just bank off.
You're just not going to see a star stay long enough to do that. Like if they're scoring that much, they'd be gone already.
Definitely not on the men's
She's
side.
It's over.
She's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
unique situation with NIL and everything.
Or you would need something like that kid where he's a mid-major and it's like there's no pro aspirations.
I mean,
but he's just a bucket.
think if NIL didn't come, she wouldn't have stayed this year.
No,
She would have
agreed.
left.
Yeah. The crazy thing is she could stay next year if she wants. I know she's not.
That's what I was talking to my dad about. That my dad was asking about this weekend. But to be honest, the point of star she's at now, she could make the same NIL money just like as a professional basketball player.
What is your take though? Because I mean, Brandon seems like he's like, oh, there's never been somebody as likable and unlikable. Like I agree, there's definitely involved in some controversies, but I think it's overall like likable.
Overall likable.
Yeah, I would
really
agree
like
for-
him. I
agree
wouldn't-
for sure.
It's just because people have to find something wrong and saying
This
that
is the second issue with the Ohio State, though. Not issue, but
Well, we
that was the
remember
kid.
we beat her.
Yes.
We won. She lost.
Right.
And then a girl was filming a selfie video, and they bumped into each other, and then it was like, oh, like how, like she was assaulted. They literally collided.
Wait,
Not-
where was the one where the guy ran into her?
It was a girl.
It was a girl. I thought
It was a girl. She was filming like a selfie video, like running on the court storming.
Okay.
And they just like collided.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm on her side. Court storming should be banned, and people should be arrested if they go onto the court.
I won't even entertain this.
No.
With that said, Storm Chasers tonight
It might happen tonight.
in North
It ain't gonna
Carolina
happen.
State.
Let me tell you, I love my guys. It ain't gonna happen tonight.
I think it might.
It ain't happening.
NC State is like historically the one where you guys
They
go
do.
there and lose.
They do.
Every team's different, obviously. but
This team's special this year.
NC State's okay. They're not like great, but they're not like horrible.
I
They got a couple good players. I like the
This-
big guy
This
Burns.
is a very niche thing, but Duke's, it being Malisek's birthday on Saturday, and him
perfect.
texting me, and Duke beating them by 30,
Yeah,
made
it's so
me
funny.
so happy.
There's some stat out there that he sent me.
They got to get rid of him.
I gotta fucking find out.
Get rid of Tony Bennett.
I think
He's
they
been
gotta get
saying
rid of
that.
him.
It's
He said
crazy.
it like a year after they won the national title.
I know.
It's
Congrats to
how,
St. John's.
How long till this guy's on the
Yeah,
hot seat?
St. John's gonna make the tournament.
He got a great draw with some slow teams. Didn't he win on that controversial call, or was that Auburn? I know Auburn. What am I remembering that
I
correctly?
mean, it
It
wasn't
was
a
the
controversial call.
corner three.
No, the back court. Was that the next game
No, he.
when Auburn?
Yes, you're right. It wasn't a controversial call. It was a missed call.
Yes.
That like it was that
well,
Ty,
missed calls are controversial calls.
Ty Jerome like double dribbled
Yes.
because he lost possession, but they thought that Auburn swiped it,
Right.
so they should have called it. Then
Didn't,
that led
So
to
that was that year,
Then that-
correct?
Didn't Kyle Guy get
Yeah,
like
that-
a
but that-
controversial like corner three? Like,
Yeah,
got
that-
called
Yeah,
for
they had a
foul?
miracle run for sure.
What?
This is
He
ridiculous.
hates Tony Bennett.
Yeah, it's just because they,
I don't know how you
It's
get
the
excited
because-
watching that brand
because
of
they
basketball.
play defense.
I mean,
and
just
your
'cause-
team doesn't play defense doesn't mean that he's a bad coach.
They play at too slow of a pace for
Yeah.
Moscow's
If
like
your team plays anyone with against defense, they lose.
That's true.
It's just a fact. Tennessee played an ounce of defense and they lost.
Mississippi State played defense. We smacked them.
They have no offense.
Okay. But you said we can't beat anybody with defense.
I mean, Mississippi State, I mean, come on.
So all they do is play defense.
They aren't that good. Also, Dukes, why is Seton Hall behind St. John's in?
Because Seton Hall has way worse losses.
So is that's on? What was their loss? Because I
They- I mean,
obviously
they
have
have,
better
like,
wins.
They have some quad 3 and quad 4 losses.
They have 4.
Let me see.
I didn't know they had
I know.
quad 4.
Like entering conference play, they were really bad.
The bubble is very confusing. I said there was a potential. Now I know Providence just lost to who? Villanova. But there's a potential that the bubble could have 4 Big East teams in the play-ins.
That's
What would they do then? It's very unlikely. But on that picture, at one point they had St. John, Seton Hall, and Providence as the last 3.
think-
You can't have them play in.
How they won it.
Yeah, but
they
this-
won
No,
it.
you legally can't.
this week, like because
It'll play itself out a little
Villanova
bit.
plays Seton Hall Wednesday.
Agreed. Yeah.
One of those are done after that. Like that's literally a play-in game.
So they lost at USC.
Yeah, I think that the USC and
USC
the Rutgers lost.
USC isn't a.
No, it's
I'm
not
gonna
quad.
tell you
It's not as
this.
bad as I thought it was.
USC might be my Oregon State team this year.
Dude, oh my God,
They're the team.
I bet them to win the conference tournament.
They're
It's Arizona State for me. still.
that's
And
going to be my
burning.
like. They're the team I'm going to bet to win the
They're
win the
playing
Pac-12.
way better now.
So much better. The last few weeks they've been beating some like good teams.
Yeah.
On the
And
road even
Enfield's
too.
Enfield's a good coach, obviously. The thing I can't figure out with the bubble, Gonzaga and USF, South Florida, are ranked. Now Gonzaga's
They're off.
pretty safely in.
They're
They're not on the bubble. USF is not on the bubble. It's just a fact. You can't find them in bracketologies.
But wasn't it what Duke said? It's because they're like in first place, so they're
Yeah, they're the
assuming
automatic qualifier.
That's why they're not like listed there because they're assuming they're like
get-
locked in
yeah.
as like the representative from the conference.
I don't know.
You're right, Ev.
Right. Okay. But if they don't win their conference tournament, do you think they're in?
I think at this point they might be.
You think if they
I don't know,
I feel like if they lost in the conference title game, they would probably still.
I
get
told Bosco this, but the precedent was set. Like the way that Dayton was the first team out 2 years ago when Richmond beat Iowa. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dayton was the first team out. They lost 3 quad 4 games at home, like to UMass Lowell, Lipscomb. But then they ended up beating Kansas and shit, like in the preseason tournament. bottom line is what I'm saying is they'll look at South Florida and just like be like, all right, that's like a new team. Those three losing 3 out of 4 doesn't really matter. Like they finish the season strong. I mean, they fucking are rolling in the AAC.
Youngblood's really good.
Speaking of playing bad ball, Dayton, Loyola, Chicago was.
Yeah.
And playing good ball.
Winning on the road's hard.
There's a team
but
that's-
they're both
There's a team
ranked
that's
and
playing
they're on the bubble.
There's a team that's playing well.
team that was at one point would have been, you never thought in a million years to be a tournament team, and now they're like
Ohio State.
little outside chance.
No, not in a million. They were okay to start the year.
They beat
then-
You know
them.
what I'm saying? They were on a run where they were so bad that it was like
I
no
think
chance.
this just shows how much they fucking hated Holtman.
My thought yesterday is we're like, because our whole problem was closing out games, and yesterday they played great. They like go on like a 20-0 whatever run against Michigan, like blow them out at the end of the game, last like 5-6 minutes.
Michigan.
They're horrible.
Oh, it's
we were controlled
Did
the
you
game.
fire him?
I
I mean,
think
he's
they have
gotten
to.
fist fights. Like,
Well,
Dude,
the thing
they're
is,
8-20. It's
have
one thing
to
to be
give
like
them-
500, have a bad year. 8-22.
you have to give him. You have to think about this though. You have to give him a little bit of. You have to think of like he did have Caleb Love on the team, and then academics is the reason. Like academics is the reason. why.
yeah,
Like
but
there is a little bit
That's a
like
good
it
point.
is kind of like he had people and they all like Dickinson left. Caleb Love was there. Goes to Arizona. Caleb Love's probably like, thank God that happened.
Yeah.
I think that's why you get a little leeway at these schools, but I do have to talk about firing. 8 wins at Michigan's fucking disgusting.
But your job is on that, like losing guys. I get the Caleb Love thing, but you're supposed to bring guys in.
yeah, I mean, if you're a
I thought that was a problem with
excellent
Holtman.
coach-
Holtman, there was a disgusting amount of turnover. Like it was only a few guys. Like I think only like Zed Key that's really like came in and like stayed.
Yeah.
Like every guy you had left. And I think when you're doing that, when you're having guys leave, you better be bringing guys
Yeah.
in.
Listen, I know a coach who they didn't have a single point coming back to his team this year. He's up for National Coach of the Year. Should win it. Danny Sprinkle.
Mr. Sprinkle.
I
Like you
know-
either
I
got
know-
it or you don't.
I know
Jawan
a
don't
coach
have
That
it.
has one player from his team last year on the team, and they're playing pretty well too.
Who's that?
Rick Pitino.
Point.
They had a
Martin.
perfect Saturday.
How many Iona kids did he have? Didn't he have more than one?
I'm saying one from
not St.
One
John's.
from St.
Doesn't
John's.
matter. He had Iona kids playing together.
Jenkins Iona kid, the best player, doesn't matter.
matter.
Had him come over.
Yeah, that's a good.
played
call.
together.
You brought him with you.
Yeah, I'm-
Soriano's the only guy, St. John's guy.
this
that's
Big
in
East
there.
bubble is going to be
Big East is like
something.
maybe mid.
It is mid.
Besides
It's
UConn.
100% mid. But they're all playing on the bubble, and that makes fascinating games.
Watching
Those
UConn-
Wednesday and Wednesday games are actually going to be super entertaining because the 7-10 and 8-9 are like St. John's has to win to get into that. Providence has to win to get through.
Yeah,
that.
they do for
PCBC has turned on. them.
Watching UConn, Seton Hall, I have no idea how Seton Hall beat them in the beginning of the year.
No,
I have no idea. They were on different levels on yesterday.
Hurley rocks too. Just going to the bars.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know how UConn doesn't make at least another like Final Four run.
I don't understand how they don't.
Like
Do you know where they're going to be playing?
What?
Barclays, first 2 games. TD, second 2 games. That place is going to be huskied out, top to bottom.
Oh, I think they're.
I mean, last year they're on the West Coast. It didn't matter.
I think they're
Yeah.
hateable. I think their team's hateable.
I
Cam
disagree.
Spencer is not a likable guy.
they don't have, but he's not a big enough star to be.
Klingon's not like the most likable guy. They're
You're just talking about
pretty-
you're just white guys, but I agree with you. But
Well,
yeah, of course. That's who usually aren't likable.
I just don't think
from an
anyone
out-
knows them well enough for them to be like hate them.
Yeah, from an outsider's perspective, as long as Hurley's likable, they're fine.
Well, that's the
He
thing.
is.
We like Hurley and we like the theatrics, but I could see the general public and casual guys being
Yes.
like, enough of this. You know
little
what I
too
mean?
much.
A little
That's
too
why I
much.
think some
And he's
people are getting to.
that's how it is. Like sometimes you rub people the wrong way.
They
Like
won last year.
Danny's a friend. We
people
support
start-
Danny, but I could see people turning.
When people start winning more too, they're like, all right, these guys
Argue.
suck. Like, again, I know he's not big, but like, they're Spencer, like the way he's waving bye to people, like just the way that they're kind of acting on the court. I'm like, damn, if this was like Duke, people would be real. Duke starting to be hateable again because of Filipowski doing that dunk after not
Oh, yeah.
come back. But still, like, I don't know. It's
The more
you need more hateable teams anyway. You do.
I think it's
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from consistency though. Guys staying and I
does.
just don't think we
does.
get that.
Well, that's why, like, I guess.
So Seton Hall and St. John's both playing in.
seen last four.
Nova's all right. So look at that bubble there. The last 4 buys. You could have the last 4 in being Nova, Seton Hall, St. John's, and Providence. What the fuck do they do then?
It's just that this week they will.
Yeah,
I know it'll all sort itself out, but it's crazy.
Actually, though, if Seton Hall beats Villanova, like they're both on the same line.
yeah.
You know.
I think that would bump Seton Hall ahead.
Providence has to beat Georgetown and then beat
man.
and then beat UConn
Listen,
at home.
the Providence people, just be careful. That's all I
They
gotta
got
say.
fucked because what's his
Just
name?
be
Hurt. Like,
agreed, but be careful if Georgetown ruins your season. Because they were doing a lot of dunking.
I'm actually gonna bet that. That's a good.
Just
call.
be very careful.
Georgetown sucks.
They play St. John's too on Saturday.
Also, like I know
Providence.
no, I think
Georgetown?
plays St. John's.
it is pretty great. Like Virginia is 21-9. They're on the bubble. Like that's
ACC.
usually.
ACC
No, it is
bad.
ACC. Like, and they haven't beaten Duke. Like they lost to Duke by. 30.
I mean, I was seeing yesterday after the house, they were gassing only like really 5 teams like a lock from the Big Ten.
Big Ten isn't Big
Ten's
Ten.
bad.
There's a couple like Iowa could maybe like sneak their way in.
If I would
Ohio State could win like probably like 3
What
Big
about
Ten tournament
Minnesota?
games. Maybe
I think
get
I
in.
was. Yeah, what the fuck happened in that game? Wasn't State Penn up $1 million?
They're up a ton, dude.
Yeah.
There was another one
Minnesota's
Saturday
just-
that I lost track of because it was on ESPN Plus, so I didn't have it like eyes on it. Did you see what TCU did against BYU?
Yeah.
Pull up that box score. I thought the +7 was like gold. I counted it as a win.
That was like Memphis
They
yesterday.
got smoked in the second half.
See Memphis UAB yesterday?
Yes.
They outscored them literally by like 40 in the second half.
Crazy.
They were down 15.5, laying 7. They won legit by like 22.
There's another team that you got to think about. Colorado. They have some guys that can take over games.
I watched them last night. They
I
shot the
did
shit out of
too.
the ball.
That losing that over was devastating.
Losing
But
the
they
13 was devastating too.
But they I was their home and road splits are crazy though.
Yeah, but
Like it leads me to just think that
Neutral is-
I think they'll probably get in, but it leads me. I feel it's weird about that. I could see them getting like picked off.
yeah,
It was something like in elevation / home. They've only lost like 1 game.
they just
all
have
season.
like 2 top 10, two
Yeah.
top 15. Got 1 top 10, 1 top 5 guy. You know,
Silva was going nuts yesterday.
Lampkin.
nuts.
I'm a Lampkin guy.
Yeah, at TCU.
I think Washington State is a perfect fade the 5. They'll lose to a 12. Very, very, very against them. Kyle Smith's not made the tournament. Now he's like, they're talking about him moving. It's like, just get there first. I think a little too much fluffing his tires first.
Does this have to do with Sprinkle? Is this like a
What?
Sprinkle rivalry?
No.
You hate guys that haven't never been in the tournament before.
I don't like when they make him like they're Brad Stevens.
I don't think anyone's done that though.
There's a lot of. I was with Dick.
Actually, no, hold on. I know, I do because I just put it together. Kyle Smith, their coach, is just in the running for coach of the
Yes.
year against Sprinkle, so he's like, "Fuck that guy."
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Among a few,
Boy,
maybe there's some things behind the scenes as well with Kyle Smith.
Good job speaking Bosco there. Ev.
Yeah, it took me a second to decipher that bomb, but we got.
Well, because
there.
he goes like he shit on Kyle Smith like subtly, then he's like, all right, next topic. And
That's why I was like, wait a second. I was like,
hold
why?
on.
I was like, this guy's done a great job first year. They're like a tournament team. I was like, why is he hating?
All right, you pick him in the first round. I'm picking against them.
Are you?
I don't even know what the matchup is yet. How am I picking against them?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So you need to speak about your Alabama real fast. Like you were all about them, and then now it's just a regular season game.
It is a regular season.
Yeah, you change up real fast.
They can still win the SEC. They can win the SEC tournament. That'll be 3 out of 5.
Well, they can't
when
win
the
the-
hardwood's on the line,
You think they could beat
elephants
Tennessee?
perform. When the hardwood's on the line, the elephants perform.
No, they don't.
Tournament runs through Tuscaloosa in Nashville.
That's what
SEC
matters
tournament,
now?
100%.
matters?
Winning that SEC tournament, yeah, it helps you seed.
It helps.
And everyone's talking about their quad run record. They're going to get a few more quad 1 wins. They got Florida tomorrow or
They
Wednesday.
can't beat good teams.
Yeah, they can.
Give me Florida in the points, please.
We'll see. All right, so championship week starts tonight, which is just fucking the best. And, of course, we already have controversy. So Kennesaw State, Jacksonville tonight. Florida Gulf Coast against Queens. Queens not eligible for the NCAA tournament, but they're playing in the conference tournament. Why do this? Smitty, as an outsider, explain how any of this makes any sense.
Is this a situation that they
Yes,
had
it's
last
the
year
year.
where
It's the same thing. But
where they move up a division?
now, don't get me wrong. Like, it sucks for the Queens kids. That's not fair. That sucks. But letting them play the conference tournament only muddies the waters. Like, why? If Florida Gulf Coast can go on a run, why do they have to play Queens first?
I just don't understand the rule.
It fucks
Like,
up the
if you-
whole
if you-
bracket. Whatever they are, they're the 10 or the 9 seed. They shouldn't be. Just eliminate them out. because it only fucks it up.
I mean, fucking up the bracket's one thing. I mean, you got to take a step forward. If they win the conference tournament, they should be in. They just should be.
Well, I don't think there should be a limit on years. I mean, Tarleton State could beat Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's a darling, too. The whole thing doesn't make any – I don't know why they do that. Like, if you can compete in D1, you can compete. But putting them in the bracket is even dumber. You're going to make a dumb rule, but then you're going to make it even dumber, the fact they can't participate.
Well, what was the team that happened last year?
Bellarmine. 2
Yeah.
years ago, I think.
2 years.
Well, is it? This is like a very service level thing, but would it be as simple as like it would just kind of fuck up the whole bracket, taking a team out?
No. Well, not as much as it would fuck it up when they win. Think of it this way. Queens is the 10. They're not eligible. Why should Florida? Let's say Queens had a really good year and they were the 4 or the 5. In the quarterfinal or the semifinal, why does the 1 seed have to play a pesky Queens team when if Queens goes out, now they have a better match? Like, they're not eligible to make the tournament. Don't let them play in the tournament. It's
I
very
agree.
dumb.
I agree with the general sentiment because it does feel weird that they're in a tournament that they essentially can't. They can win but can't win.
Florida Gulf Coast could go home tonight against a team that's playing for nothing.
Bosco.
The whole thing is fucking asinine.
So I told Bosco on Friday when we were talking about this. Last year it happened.
Yeah,
Merrimack
FDU.
beat
Oh, that's right.
Which is even
FDU.
dumber.
beat
Why did they let them
Fairleigh
play?
Dickinson. Fairleigh Dickinson should have been out of the tournament. Merrimack should have been in, and everyone's like with Joe Gallo, Merrimack. I think you even interviewed him, maybe.
No, I didn't do Gallo.
All right, whatever.
Oh, I think part of my take did it.
Joe Callow.
Yeah. So, but bottom line is like you wouldn't get the Fairleigh Dickinson story. Like,
Agreed,
it's crazy.
but
it's just a
Ed
crazy.
with
How about that team
My
that
cousin
lost?
Vinny
Like
reference.
that.
Jesus.
I thought Bosco was gonna get.
I got it. How about the team in the semis that lost to Merrimack that would have played FDU in that final? Like, the whole thing is fucking dumb.
You know, it is.
Maybe
I
it's a
agree.
blessing.
It's doubly dumb. That's
I agree
what it is.
100%.
Now, I think they should play.
But when it comes down to it, just no one cares about those teams, and that's where they like the NCAAs won't change it because it's not like they just don't care.
But I don't understand
They
how
don't
the
make any
other
money from it,
the other
they don't do
teams in the
anything.
conference don't have outrage.
I didn't even know Queens College existed. I thought it was a fake college that Jerry Seinfeld went to in Seinfeld.
I think there's 2 Queens. No, there's one in New York. E2. This
There's
one's in the Carolinas.
North Carolina.
Oh, this one isn't even in New York. Okay.
There's Queens College. This is Queens University. Queens College is in New York.
Also, something to
E2.
monitor. Tyler Kolek's out for the next 2 games against UConn and Xavier, and I don't know if he's oblique is not a good.
Yeah, I don't know when he got hurt. Oblique is the ass, right?
No, oblique's like here, right?
Glued it.
Your glute.
Yeah,
glute.
it's not your ass. Oblique's like your
I
side.
thought it was glute. Fucked it up.
This is an MD show.
No, it's not.
Bosco, to be fair, it's like Noah Syndergaard tore his oblique in 2019 and no 28. It was 2017.
Thank you for clarifying. We
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah,
that.
This is not an MD show unless we're talking about Jalen Brunson. He's
And
fine.
that's what sticks.
Of course.
Yeah.
That guy is going to be in for a rude awakening if Jalen Brunson's not out for
Yeah.
less than a week.
Which
Guy on Twitter that was
Yeah,
about
oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, if he's out for more than a week,
But I'm pretty sure they said after the game the official diagnosis was knee contusion.
so the guy was right.
Yeah, he was essentially.
Wait. They're still giving him like an MRI and stuff, right?
Doctor from Twitter.
I think they
Just
are,
did
but
the ACL test and then that's it.
I mean, I would imagine they're gonna
They have
all
to,
the
yeah.
protocols, but they said it was like a knee he was gonna be out a week or so. It's not serious. Was Thibodeau even said after? Yeah, not. See, there you go. They said he's good.
And nobody's concerned about it on a team. So, like Josh Hart was saying, oh, Jalen just didn't want to play.
No, they said after it was the doctor said it, but the reason I guess he just put so much pressure on it was like when you bang knees like that, it takes like the feeling out of your foot for a second.
I'm gonna say, Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson very funny together.
They're
Did
great.
you see
Josh
the
Hart's
interview?
hilarious.
Did you see the interview with DiVincenzo about they were reading a tweet that DiVincenzo ended racism in his hometown, and it was so funny because it was like just the way how many more people came to watch basketball when he played, and the way Josh Hart was talking about he's like my guy, he's part of the culture like that, and it was so funny.
I remember
DiVincenzo's like, I'm not dapping you up, I did not do this.
his nickname was the Michael Jordan of Delaware, which is a hilarious.
Get the
nickname.
fuck out of here.
In high school.
Yeah,
in
I
high
think I've
school.
actually heard that that before.
It's a hilarious nickname.
The way he was like, yeah, let me tell you, Vincenzo was like, the culture my senior year from my freshman year definitely changed in the stands from when we came. And I was like, that's so funny.
Unbelievable.
Vincenzo's a baller,
Oh,
man.
can we talk a little football for a second?
Yeah, I got one other headline, but
Mike Evans signs back with the
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bucks.
yeah.
Congratulations to
2 years,
Stephen Check.
52 or 54
Yeah.
million.
2 years.
52, like 35 guaranteed.
35 guaranteed is
Chiefs didn't want a piece of that.
take that.
He didn't hit free agency.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
I mean, I think he's been a lifelong Buck. If they re-sign Baker, he's got a good situation.
Yeah, I've never
It's a
really.
great situation for him.
Obviously, who wouldn't want to play Mahomes, of course, but they couldn't pay him that much, like nearly that much money.
I've never really been a fan of lifelong Bucks.
Yeah, such a dick. I like Mike Evans a lot.
I love Mike Evans. He's also had 1,000 yards the past like 8 years,
No,
I think.
all 10 years of his career, it's
10
an
years?
NFL record.
Crazy.
If he goes for 1,000 this year, he'll tie Jerry Rice's record for most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons like ever.
Really?
Yes,
I
ever.
feel like he's
11.
not. Why is he not like? I feel like he's not talked
No,
about.
I think
Hall of Fame worth.
no, I think
Yeah.
He also should be talking about
now
more because Manziel was a bust. It'd be like, well, at least we got one guy out of that team.
No, I think Manziel's even said in these interviews like he would not be like where he was at if he was not throwing to like a young
Agreed.
Mike Evans
Agreed.
that we didn't realize would become one of the like a top 50 receiver of all time. Like
Who was his? Like obviously Brady and Baker at like the past 2 years, but like 3 years. Like who was it? Jameis?
He had Jameis.
Jameis for a lot of it. We're like big for like 5
You go
years.
back. Was
They
he
were
like
airing
Josh
it out.
Freeman era?
Yeah, like
I
did we
don't
get
think
to
so.
that.
I mean, it was a lot of.
Or
I mean,
Jameis.
not because he's played 10 years, so you got like a solid like 5 years of Jameis. You got
Two of Brady.
2 of Brady. You had
One
like
of
this year of
Baker.
Baker. So he had a little.
I
It's
think
Fitzpatrick.
That's what I was
going
gonna say. I think he had a little Fitzpatrick in there. yeah.
Fitzpatrick had like 500-yard games for the Bucks as well.
I mean, Jameis the one year threw for 5,000 yards.
yeah. Oh, he was slinging.
Didn't Jameis also go 30 picks, 30 TDs?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the most
30 yeah.
unbreakable record
Yeah.
in
Incredible.
sports.
33 touchdowns, 30 picks.
It's unbelievable.
Honestly,
Just
that's-
slang that
I'm
thing.
down for my quarterback to do that.
Yeah, chuck that thing.
But yeah, him going back to the Bucks, great deal. 35 million guaranteed for 2 years. Sure,
He might get like another contract.
he is going to get another
If
contract.
he plays, if he keeps
Um,
playing well.
Do you guys think this is the craziest free agency in football for a while? About the amount of big names on the free agency that can actually change teams.
I would say in terms like listen, they've had off seasons where like obviously Peyton Manning was a free agent and it was wild, and we had literally Tom Brady. So those alone were bigger.
was
But I think there's a bigger like collective where there's like multiple. There's like 3 quarterbacks at least that people view as like starters
Yeah.
that are just on them, like Baker, Fields, Kirk, even like Russell Wilson's gonna be, you could say 4.
I mean, hey, they're going to cut Jimmy Garoppolo.
So Evans
Maybe view him-
Evans re-signing. Is it a certainty that Baker's going back
No,
to Tampa?
not a certainty.
But
They want to. They want him back.
Definitely.
That's the most win-win situation.
But apparently the Vikings and Falcons I was seeing are also like very
they
interesting.
were probably
Patriots.
Patriots too, yeah.
They're probably
Patriots.
trying to get a deal done with Evans, and then now.
That makes it easier. Baker, like, hey, we got your guys back.
Also, it's funny. Like this guy was out of the league last year, basically. Like he was on his way out before he went to the Rams.
I saw this thing with from Schefter on PMT, and it was such a good point. I thought they want to get Fields to a situation before free agency starts to like to give like Fields a solid, but at the same time, you have teams like the Bucks who have to rely on like, all right, like what if we don't get Baker back? Are they now a suitor to potentially get Justin Fields? So like it'll be interesting to see when they kind of
Justin
want
Fields
to
has
trade
to be
Fields.
traded, right?
I think he will be before the
Not-
draft.
He's not a free agent. Like he has.
No, he's not a free agent.
No.
Yeah, I think he'll get traded before the draft because they'll want capital in like the 2024 draft. I think they get it done in the next like month or so.
And quick note on Jason Kelce announcing at 1:00 his decision via press conference.
Better retire.
Exactly. If he doesn't retire and announces a press conference for a center to say, I'm playing one more year, I love Jason Kelce. I love everything he's done for the city of Philadelphia on and off the field. It's like, come on, man, move. It's a big time, come on, man, move.
Wait,
I think he knows better.
Yeah, you
I don't
don't-
think he does.
I think, well, that's the
It's what we're
point.
talking about. I don't think he. I think he retired.
If he was coming back, he would just say it on his,
Yes.
like,
The
on his
podcast, yeah, for
and-
sure,
and,
for
and
sure.
just move
Yeah, he
on.
deserves-
You can't call a press conference and say that you're coming.
He deserves the
You can
moment.
do it to retire.
yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely can do it
He
to retire.
deserves the moment to retire.
They're all on his podcast.
Yes, but you can have both. If
You're not 100% sure though that he's doing this. Because that's where I could see him.
I'm
I could see him doing more.
75% retire. It would be a big surprise if he doesn't, but I'm not putting it out there that it doesn't.
What was his tweet? No keg videos.
No keg video this time, like press conference, like this afternoon or whatever.
I will address it at a press conference this afternoon.
And all signs are pointing to retirement. His brother's in town. They were at a charity event yesterday. Like, his body is breaking down. Like, you can't call a press conference and say you're coming back.
I don't think. I mean, he was publicly saying if they had won that Super Bowl, that he probably would have walked off into glory.
100%.
Like, I mean, the fact that he even played another year, I thought was already like good on him.
Yeah, but they were the favorites.
You can get back, and he was still first.
No,
he was still first team all pro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, good on him. I don't blame him. He still obviously could be like one of the best centers in the league. He's
I think the
just getting old.
podcast also, not even kidding, like helps to like.
Well, yeah, he's making a lot of money off the field for sure.
It's like that's both also the Eagles being good. Like, if he calls a press conference to be like, I'm doing one more year, that'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy, and also for his stuff off the field, if he retires now, he's fine. Like, he's still looked at like great. It's kind of pushing it a little bit if you're doing stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
What if he goes all-time villain and just becomes the backup center in Kansas City? Like, you know what? I just want to hang out, be the hype man, try and chase.
You know what? I wouldn't
chase a
hate
ring.
I
his
wouldn't
wife-
hate that for him.
Put his wife in an absolute pickle.
Yeah.
If he went to the Chiefs, would be kind of fun.
Be very funny.
Be
Be
like,
devastating.
Kylie be like, "Fuck you, I'm not rooting for you." He'd be like, "Yo, that box is pretty like fucking cool, man. Like, you want to hang out up there or not?"
Yeah.
She's like, I'll be there regardless.
yeah.
Fuck off.
And backup center, you can go and start.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Even better, it'd probably be even easier to
Actually,
be
their
the backup
center.
center.
Wasn't that the center? who
Creed-
couldn't snap the
Creed
ball.
Humphrey is very good. One of the
Yeah.
best centers in the league as
Couldn't
well.
snap it though, right?
He had a few low ones in the playoffs, but I wouldn't. He's a good player.
Smitty, do you think it's selfish of Jason Kelce to announce this whilst Clemmer's in solitary confinement, just like upstaging him completely?
Poor Clemmer.
What's the over under hours wise and when we see like his first like breaking point?
I think.
And I'm not saying breaking where he's like even contemplating leaving, where his first like mental freak out in some way.
Is he allowed to turn the lights off?
What's he's still doing? So that's actually.
tell
It's
you
a
what-
big yeah.
I'll tell you what,
big
you ain't in jail, brother.
Yeah.
You don't get too in jail.
I don't
That
know
light's
because
on,
of
baby.
the camera situation.
At least where I was at.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if he can, but yeah, you don't get lights in jail, so I'm not sure.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you have lights.
You
in
don't
jail,
get
right?
you don't get
Yeah,
an
you don't
option to.
Most of them, they.
I think the
they
hard
don't
part
turn
is that
lights
he's
off.
interacting with the chat and shit like that. Like, if you just went and did it and people got to observe you, like the Truman
not-
Show,
he's
I
not-
think that becomes a little easier.
He's not talking to the chat.
He's not?
No,
Yeah, he's talking to himself.
chat is not on there.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought he
they
was
took
the
that
way
off.
he
They
was.
took it off. They
All
were
right.
going to, but then they stopped.
He's just naming every baseball player in history.
He's
and their
having-
stats.
No,
Through
human-
2007.
Yes.
Yes.
No
He was
human
12
interaction.
minutes in. He was 12 minutes in, and he goes, "I think I'm going to rank every year of my life best to worst." And I was like, "You got to do that day one, because that could get dark, man." Like,
Again, he texted me, Vibs, and his wife last night, being like, "Hey guys, this is my wife, so and so. If just have her number just in case she wants to pull me out and thinks I'm going crazy." I go, "What the fuck text am I getting?"
It's the anti-plug
I
pull.
didn't even answer. I was like, I don't know what to say.
Fucking insane.
when he loses concept of time, that's when he's gonna break.
That's what I was gonna ask too. Does he know how long he's been in there?
No.
What the fuck's he doing now?
That's why I said to Cody outside. There's gonna be a point in time tomorrow when he thinks it's like day 3. Like there's gonna be a point whether it's day 2 or day 3 where the Clemmer is. What is this?
Bro,
what
he's
is this man
spinning
doing?
on his ass already.
He's an hour and 45 minutes in. He's doing
Oh,
he's,
that bed-
he's breakdancing already.
That bed would have had my shape in it like already. That's the way to do. You try to sleep as much as possible early, and
We were
then you
talking
cut down
about.
the hours.
We were talking about it before. He said
No.
a convict.
Oh,
I don't know, man. You ever taken like a trip to Asia where it's a 26-hour flight?
Oh.
I haven't, but I've heard stories of where like, oh, you'll hop on, you'll watch a movie, you'll get something to eat, you'll watch another movie, you'll sleep for 8 hours, and there's still like 14 fucking
Yeah,
hours to
yeah.
go.
Well, dude, he's also. You have to think about this too. He was a little like this is also content where it's like if he just is boring the entire
yeah,
time.
I know. That's what I mean.
It's like, did I just do 100 hours for no reason? You know. But it is funny too. He said a convict reached out and he said, "We don't get pillows.
Is it a former employee?
It's true.
You get no pillows." He's like, "Oh, but
Is it from Pennsylvania? You don't just interview those guys.
So you shouldn't go to sleep right away because also you're gonna lose the
Sorry,
concept.
what did the
of time.
convict say? I actually was interested in that. I was a dickhead. Dude.
There's no pillows.
There's no pillows.
There's no
he had- they
pillows,
took his
so
pillow.
he had to wear. He has to.
Took his pillow. Oh,
he
it's-
made a homemade pillow with 2 shirts already.
You shouldn't have a blanket either, right?
I think you do get a
you get a
blanket.
blanket.
I don't know. When you saw Shawshank, it's a
Shouldn't have-
fucking box. in
Yeah,
a
you shouldn't
wall.
have clothes or food,
Small blanket.
or water.
Me and Smith talking to
Ration water.
Yeah,
Sugar water.
No showers tough.
that's very tough.
Yeah.
That bathroom is
Bathroom's
hell.
gross.
Especially,
Imagine we should have made him go take like a communal shower somewhere. Like he had. That's like the only way.
especially the most
like transported in handcuffs.
the most outrageous thing that he's doing. Jeans, dude.
Oh.
I'd rather wake up in prison than with jeans.
Sleeping in jeans?
Yeah,
yeah.
Wear
sweat-
I've only
Shorts,
slept in jeans
something.
by like happens. Like you know, you sleep on somebody's couch. But oh god,
I would rather wake up
worse.
on fire.
Yeah.
I
than in
don't
jeans.
think I've worn jeans in 3 years.
But he's wearing the same clothes for 5 straight days.
I don't.
I don't know,
I would
actually.
assume that he just went in with the clothes. on.
Actually,
I think people that wear jeans to the airport are crazy.
crazy.
Guys, in 100 hours? In what is it? Insane.
Give me my comfy pants. I don't know.
100 hours is so long.
I do think he's replicating it the right way. The same clothes for 5 days because that's what you do in solitaire. You basically in.
Well,
the
he should have
fucking-
we should have gave him a like a jumpsuit, or
Agreed.
any just thing where you have to
we
wear.
could have found an
it.
orange
Yeah.
jumpsuit. It's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Halloween costume.
That's what. Yeah, he should have done that. Like almost
Like,
replicated
yeah,
it.
Max said that like I did a stream of doing something for 24 hours. I literally did not know. My brain was so fucked up after, and that was like actually trying. Maybe that's even. I don't know. I don't know what's harder. 100 hours is gonna be fucking brutal. No window, nothing,
No.
Yeah, no window's tough. Really
Wow.
tough.
and no human interaction.
I didn't even consider.
I'm
it.
all right with that.
That's what fucks you up the most.
I don't need to talk to him.
You
No,
fucked
but
me up.
it's not even talking. Just a little window where you can just like see people. Is like you can people watch just like a little bit.
The tough part with sleeping is like you go in, you think you slept for like 16 hours, and you slept 2,
Yep.
and you just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking me up.
rough.
Ever since you said that, like when he's in day 2 and he thinks it's day 3, and you're like no, or like he won't even know. That
It's the
is
second.
such a scary.
Well, there's a famous episode of SVU where Stabler goes in there because the guy was saying, you don't understand solitaire. You don't understand solitaire. It makes you go crazy. Stabler's like, all right, you know what? Lock me in. They treat him exactly like a prisoner. When he gets out, he fucking chokes the cop, like his coworker. He's like, I told you 3 days. They're like, there was 3 days. Like he thought he was in there for a fucking week.
Yeah, you don't do.
He was like, so
Like Smitty said, like when you're on a plane and you wake up and you're like, wow, all right, must be landing soon. It's still 5 hours. Like holy shit. Not seeing the time would fuck me up.
And there's scientific reasons for that. You have an internal clock that like keeps everything regulated. He's gonna be messed up.
This is
More messed up than he is. And we're talking about a guy who made 2 wives through improv. Like he's already kind of fucked up.
I think it would even me out. Like if you went in there crazy, you come out even.
I truly
That's
do
true.
think it would help you.
I think you'd tap.
I think you tap day 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I really don't think you don't need much.
Some of my favorite things to do is do nothing.
Yes, like literally stare into the war. Like the,
No, I would be out.
Yeah, but you'd have to live with your own thoughts.
It would drive me crazy doing now for basketball. That would be.
You'd have to all those demons you talk about. You're living with just them now. That's it.
If we gave you an immaculate grid, we can only do immaculate grid college basketball.
He'd be in there for.
Then he might be all right. Yeah, he might
Or
just
sing.
stay.
Yeah, if I could sing songs.
So this is more of a
could sing
Bosco
songs.
question. What do you think is more like stressful on the mind? 100 hours in solitary or like a 4-hour Met game with Frank that goes like 15 innings?
Dude, I'm going courtside with Frank Wednesday. I'm a little
don't know.
nervous.
Oh, but that's normal, Frank. Though. It's
One
not-
one quick thing I need to clarify: it's not wrong meeting your wives through improv. It's wrong meeting your wives through improv and then claiming you're not an improv guy. That's the crazy part for Clem. Sorry to all your ground leaders.
The last headline I had before the picks too was the Mets dance team. There was an article in the New York Post, but they didn't have the video. There's like some stills. We got to see these videos. The training team. We got to see these.
Dance team, man. You got to do something to put asses in the seats.
No. I got to see them. And the minute they drop, have notifications. And I don't like that people go over to Frank and like toy. But like, I got to see Frank's interactions with these things immediately. Like the authentic, the dance team. Like we got to see this shit.
You know what I think they should do? That it's becoming big now. He should do like IRL streaming.
What?
Like literally
real life.
in real life, it stands for. It's a new big thing amongst the
I mean, that's been big
youngins.
for.
Frank should.
For a while. It's gotten really popular the last
Andy
year or so, I'd
Milonakis
say.
does it like he's like live every.
Like you're literally just basically just if you're just live with him through like the whole game, like literally be live from the moment he leaves, like so you just get everything.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
Congratulations, Meek and Rico, former Met and current ace Zach Wheeler, 3 more years with the Phillies, $126 million.
It's like the most.
well, I've always said we can't evaluate our talent. So
It's like the biggest extension. Like
It's the largest AAV extension.
Yeah,
in LB history.
which is, I mean, it's well deserved, and it's a perfect time frame. I mean, he'll probably break down like last year. That
Mets.
he's been pitching so much.
Mets pitching staff really was good.
Yeah,
Like
that
DeGrom, Scherzer,
Scherzer,
Wheeler.
Avi.
top
Avi day.
Top 3. That's fucking insane.
I mean,
Crazy nuts.
if you're looking back to like what 20, like the 5 Mets guys, DeGrom obviously really good, Wheeler, like those two. Harvey was kind of a dud at the major league level. Syndergaard, same thing, and Steven
Not at the
Matz.
beginning though, right?
But they only
I
had,
thought
like,
Syndergaard was a big
but
fucking
they only
game
had like
pitcher
1
for
or
a
2
while
good
for
years.
us.
Yeah.
Like Wheeler and DeGrom have had actual like long careers.
It also is wild to think that when they first came up to DeGrom was kind of like the
Yes.
Yeah,
like
afterthought.
like the distant third.
Well, on a dog walk draft, I compared him to the Mean Girls cast. I was like, they were loaded. DeGrom was Lacey Chabert. Like she doesn't pop off the screen. You got Rachel McAdams, you got Lindsay Lohan. DeGrom, as it turns out, was like
What's
maybe the best of the best.
what's DeGrom's status right now?
He's probably, I mean, best case like August.
August.
But
But imagine if they have him for another run.
well, Zach Wheeler
The Rangers.
missed 2 years of his prime. He's the most durable pitcher of that entire group.
Yeah, he's durable. They pitch him a fuck ton though.
But yeah.
I can just see him just one day, not like Roy Halladay, just not being able to lift
Yeah,
his arm
pitchers
anymore.
break.
Yeah,
Boris obviously he's getting smoked.
we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but there has to be some like not even conspiracy amongst the owners just trying to screw over.
was
Why? What are they?
Chapman.
What exactly?
I mean, Chapman was looking for like $150 million. He got offered $100 million. Had to sign for $50. Blake Snell now. I mean, the Yankees offered him something. He God knows what's going on with him. Jordan Montgomery. I mean, is not getting anything locked down. Bellinger was looking for $200 million plus. Only got 80 on a short-term deal. Like something's up. What these
Chapman's
owners,
Chapman's is kind of similar to Bellinger's, right? Where it's like almost like after a year he can opt out, basically.
Yeah. But just the fact that these
year.
guys aren't even getting anywhere close
No, it is crazy.
to what they want. Imagine what Boris is telling them.
I'll tell you, not to get off the board, but Giants have made some sneaky, like, nice moves at good prices, in my opinion.
They're trying to go.
Like, getting Chapman and Soler at the prices they got them at, I think is pretty good.
They're trying to go after Snell too, but I don't think the Yankees still got him.
Well,
I hope so.
Details.
Yeah,
are
for your
just,
sake.
details are just really taking longer than I thought.
the longer Snell and Montgomery stay out there, the less you kind of expect out of them for this season. Just because like they need a full spring to warm up and everything.
Well, it just came out that the Phillies are looking at Blake Snell for just a 1-year deal now,
Well, but-
which would be awesome.
Why don't the
I'll
fucking Mets-
sign it up?
If the Phillies are out there willing to give him a
Mets are
1-year deal,
doing-
why isn't anyone
Moen's
else?
such a fucking fraud, as it turns out.
There
Like
you go.
we have all this money, endless money. We kept being like, ours pockets endless. Like he shells out all the money for Scherzer and fucking Verlander. They're gone
Still paying them.
immediately. We're still paying them, but it's like
But were they good moves?
horrible move.
Exactly.
But now you have literally no pitching. Sanga's gone. It's fucking horrible. So it's like,
Want
yeah,
Talon Walker back?
go get in on. I would take him. Go get in on Blake Snell. Like, what's he doing?
Well, the problem with signing Blake Snell to a 1-year deal, though, he's attached to the qualifying offer, so you lose like what a third
You
round
lose-
pick,
no,
and
no, you
then
lose-
actually-
Then offer him a
lose 2
three.
draft
Then
picks
offer him a
and you lose-
No,
3-year
but like
deal.
it still hits you either way.
Like, let's go get him. Build around him. Whatever.
I'd still do it. I'd do it in a second.
Picks tonight. I'm on Weber State minus the 3, and I'm on Eastern Washington minus the 8. I gave a lot of stats on that. I think Eastern Washington's going to blow the doors off them. Check the DraftKings chat. You get all those stats. I love Eastern Washington tonight. Marty.
Duke minus 6.5. I got Baylor minus 6.5. I think Texas is a weird fucking team this year. I thought they were going to be so much better. And I'm going Bethune.
Cookman.
Bethune plus 5.5 against
It's Bethune Cookman.
Bethune.
It's Bethune Cookman.
Bethune.
2 names on that. Ev, what do you got?
I've got NC State plus 6.5. Shout out the Storm Chasers tonight.
Nicky Smokes on that crew is a nice ad.
It's a good ad.
They use some young energy in there. I like the over as well, 149 that game. I know I've been the big Baylor guy. I kind of like Texas in this spot, plus 7. Baylor's just been playing really well. They're due for a little, maybe not lose, but a letdown. I'll take the 7. Those are the plays tonight. 3 plays.
I love Baylor's opportunity to win a national championship. I really do.
I love the way their team is constructed. I love it for the tournament.
You know what else too? I'm selling myself. I know it's been a million years. Maybe Gonzaga is like a sleeper. Is fucking really dangerous. What would they be? What are they going to be?
Did you see that?
What seed is Gonzaga going to be?
They can be a 5.
I was seeing them
Went
being
from
like
an
crazy
11
low.
to
Yeah,
a
I was seeing them.
They
5
could
in one game.
if they win out and they have, because then I think they have. I gotta see what they finish this regular season
Kind of
with.
like
But
Gonzaga.
they just got
man.
they just got a Q1 away against.
They're the favorite in the WCC.
Yes.
They beat San Fran. They beat St. Mary's.
They smoked San Fran.
They'd have to win out for a 5, right?
Yeah, I know that they had.
Where are they at on bracket matrix
Yes,
right
because
now?
they had San Francisco and St. Mary's that's 2 Q1s now, and then they went out. They'll have another 2.
Where are they on bracket matrix right now? Pull that up. Smitty, give us your picks in
Fucking
between.
11, like 3 days.
Yeah, I
I
know.
saw
Yeah.
like a 10. Like yeah.
That's why I kept saying they were playing in.
That's just a possibility to be a 5.
Boys, you're going to want to listen to this. So last week, the Philadelphia Phillies declined dollar dog nights after 27 years. Really, it's a travesty. Tyranny, some say. Guess who is hosting a dollar dog night tonight in the city of Philadelphia?
76ers.
Philadelphia Flyers.
Philadelphia Flyers.
Philadelphia Flyers
My
at
guys.
home, minus 135 against the St. Louis Blues. Money line, Flyers over 3.5 goals plus money. Owen Tippett, goal plus money. And if you can get, DraftKings doesn't offer it right now, but if it pops up, Owen Tippett hat trick. Somebody's getting a hat trick tonight, and the hot dogs are coming on the ice.
Evan Hayes returning.
Who knows? Who knows? And the over 6 is a good play.
So the bracket matrix right now is Gonzaga is at 10. The 7s are Utah State, Florida, Texas Tech, and Colorado State. None of those. I think Gonzaga will be a favorite in all those games. I love Sprinkle, but like
I would love
Florida is.
catching plus money in that spot.
I actually would hate Florida Gonzaga because I love both those teams.
I love Florida.
So that's a nightmare game where you're like, whatever. But then the 2s, like you're telling me Gonzaga couldn't play with Tennessee, North Carolina, Marquette without Kolick potentially, or Kolick banged up, and Iowa State who wants to play fucking snail's pace type game.
Nothing to do.
Gonzaga, that was also on 3-3 though.
So this is Ryan Hammer. He's got Gonzaga as a 6. Bracket Matrix has him as a fucking 10.
Nothing to do with UConn and Dukes whatsoever.
I don't know. Gonzaga's seed is going to be interesting, but they could play with anybody.
I mean, if they
That
beat St.
East
Mary's
bracket would be-
again,
that top 4 in the East is brutal.
Give that to me again. Give me that top 4 in the East again. Oh, that's
We
loaded.
got some killers in that. Florida, Texas Tech, Northwestern.
Well, no, even the
Those are some tough, like,
second round would be
games.
Baylor, Florida, lights out. Texas Tech is pesky enough, but I think or Northwestern, I think could give UConn a game, and then you're going Gonzaga, Duke, loaded. Kentucky, Wisconsin, not as loaded.
Wisconsin's
How's
still-
Wisconsin still on the 5
I don't think
line?
they're a 5.
I got to talk to Ryan. Now.
Them putting obviously this is like a made up one, but them putting Utah State they're putting 3 Mountain West schools: Utah State, Boise State, Nevada. I mean, come on, that's a.
You gotta talk
that's
to
a
whoever it
joke.
is. There's no way Wisconsin's a 5.
I don't think right now. I think maybe 6, 7.
Yeah.
They're 18 and 11. They've lost so many games as of late.
See, it's going to be a hell of a, starts tonight. You got elimination games every night tonight. Stay up late, watch them, enjoy them, check them out, and
As a 6.
enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know where Gonzaga's pesky. I like them. That is Pick Central. We will see you tomorrow.